Welcome to my craft table. Hello, this is Jamie Magrich. Welcome to my craft table. Today I'd like to show you how to make this card and to show you how you can use the same basic elements to create multiple different cards. So let's get started. Okay, so the products that you're going to need to make this card. The stamp set itself is from the Paper Pumpkin, Shelly's Hugs. It's from May 2019. It comes in this pretty box here. And it looks like this. So I'm going to be using, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can put something behind it so you can actually see. There we go. I'm going to be using this flowers and the sentiment. And that's all I'm using for stamps. Okay. Put the card aside so we can see it. Alright, we're going to be using an Early Espresso stamp pad. For this exact card, I've die cut from the 5th from the largest oval die, from the layering ovals, out of Whisper White, and from the 4th from the largest scalloped oval die, out of Early Espresso. Okay, so that'll be for the sentiment. We're going to use a quarter of a sheet of Whisper White. Actually, we're going to use half of that. So half of that, and then a piece of Early Espresso, which I believe is 4.5 by 3 inches. Yeah, okay. That'll be the layer for that. Okay, for the back of the card, we have a piece of Petal Pink. This is 5 1/4 by 4, and a piece of Early Espresso, which is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. That just gives us a little bit of a layer, and then when we put that on top of our card base, we still have a tiny little bit of a border. That way, if I'm not getting it on exactly straight, it's not gonna mess with it. And my card base is a half a sheet of A2 side A2 card, so it's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Okay, we'll set those aside for now. I've got a couple pieces of ribbon. This is not current, I don't believe. I think this was from the occasion's celebration, but I needed some ribbon to go with this card, and I may try some of the twine that came in the kit instead of that ribbon, but let's start with what we have. Okay, so we're going to start with this piece, and what I did was I stamped the half a sheet, and then I cut it in half. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the smaller one just so we can show you what I did. Early Espresso ink. I'm going to bring in the floral image. I just took this image and I just stamped all over it. Filled it in, turned the stamp so that it wasn't two exactly the same right next to each other. And I covered the whole entire image. The whole entire paper. Keep going here just so you can see what I did. And it might be easier to turn the paper rather than the stamp, but for some reason I always turn the stamp. I don't know why. Okay, and I probably had them a little bit farther apart than this, but it doesn't really matter. Just fill it up. Fill up your page. That one's kind of small, so let's stick this end in there. Okay, and one more over here. Okay, and then while we have the stamp out, let's bring in our label. I'm going to stamp. Let's stamp the hello first. Where did I put it? Here it is, so we know where we can stamp the flower. We want the hello to go a little bit cattywampus up like this so that it fits on there. Okay, then the flower's going to come over here on this way. Alright, awesome. Now we're done with our stamping. Now we're going to bring in some blends. I have the Petal Pink, Light and Dark, the combo, and I have the Old Olive combo. And I'll show you how we colored those in. I'll show you on this one. I just took the lighter of the two Petal Pinks, and I colored in the entire flower. Probably be better to let this sit for just a minute before you start coloring or heat set it. Okay, and then I came in with the darker color, and I scribbled a little bit of this darker color. I literally just scribbled it in the center, and where the, let's pull it closer so you can see where the lines are in the drawing. That's where I colored. Let's kind of see like this. Just scribbled in the center, and then where those lines were, I just added some darker color there. Okay. And I went through and I did it once, and then I came through and I added another layer. Okay, so that's how I did the pink color, and then I took the lighter of the olives and I just colored them. It's okay if you go a little bit out of the lines, it's not going to hurt anything really. And then the dark old olive, I just added a tiny bit. And that's how I colored all of the flowers. I did the same thing on this whole entire piece. I just, oops, I like the other tip better. I just scribbled in the color. Okay, scribble in the color. Okay, I add the dark to the center, to those lined areas. Center. Now you can do this to any colors you'd like. If you'd like it to be more of a pinker color, I picked these colors because these were the colors that were in the kit. But again, you can use any colors you'd like. Just show you on a few of these so that we can move on to the actual building of the card. And I realized after I'd colored in these all pink that half of them in the stamped image on the paper was green, so I just colored over the pink. It didn't really make any difference. If that's too harsh, just go back with a little bit of the lighter color to blend it out. Okay, so that's how I made my that piece. I'm going to put this one aside. I'm going to bring in the one that I have colored. Now this one I did trim down just a little bit because I want to show you something else to do with it. And I'm going to put you on pause for a minute and finish coloring that other one. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so next thing we're going to do we're going to take our piece and we're going to adhere that to the front of, or to our layer. I'm going to use Tombow because it's right here in front of me. You can by all means use snail adhesive of your choice. Okay, layer that up. There's just that 1/8 of an inch border all the way around it. We're going to take our oval, and we're going to layer that on top of our scalloped oval. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this other one. So I want to show you a couple alternatives, basically using the same pieces. We're not. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and layer this on there. Onto our other brown piece. Now, this is the first thing I want to show you. You can change this card up just by changing the color of designer series paper. Now, for instance, if I brought in, now I did emboss this, but you don't have to. If I brought in a piece of, what is it called? Terracotta tile. This is one of the new in colors. And I took my layout the same as I had before, and I used the terracotta tile. Look at how different it looks from the original card just by changing up the color. I did emboss it, which steps it up a notch. Okay, the other thing you can do is, if you don't have the dies, you can just use squares. I stamped it the same way. I didn't color this one, I just left it black and white. I made a small layer behind it. You can do, this layer goes this way. It's just slightly larger than that one. Or you can change it up and do it like that. And put that on the front. It's using the same exact pieces, same exact design, just changing it up a little. Okay, one other way to change it up, let's change the direction of the card. Let's bring in this terracotta piece. Lay that on there. Now this piece is the same as this. I just cut it down a little bit shorter so that it would fit this way, so that the final part would be the same size as my background. Okay, and then you could put your sentiment here. Or you could use this one and put it here. So I'm using the same exact things, I'm just changing the positioning of them, and it changes up the card. So let's go ahead and put this card together the way I originally planned. Okay, so this piece is going to get popped up with dimensionals. Let's use the end of this one up. Move this one. It should be up this way. Okay, now on this card here, I'm going to put my ribbon across the back. And I'm going to use snail for this. I'm just going to add a little bit of snail here. Fold it across the back. You could use Scotch tape, that works too. Okay, then I'm going to layer this on top of there. And add dimensionals to the back of this one. Put that right in the center. Now again, you could change it just by adding where you position your sentiment. You could put it over here. You could put it anywhere you'd like. Okay, now I've tied a bow. I'm going to bring in a glue dot. On the back of this, I'm actually going to use 2, I think, because it's a large bow. And I'm going to stick it on right here. There you go. There's that. Now this needs to get adhered to the front of my card. Get the snail out, might as well use it. Alright, and make sure I got it opening the right way. There's going to be a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around it. There we go. There's our card we just made. Here's the one I made previous. I hope you had a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. Here's the card I put together with the alternative pieces. Again, have a great rest of your day.